Morning, darling. Is your mum up?
Not yet.
Oh, sweet.
No, please.
As for dumping her on us, sir, that was just cruel.
Personally, I find it most agreeable.
That's because she's not after your job. Well, not yet, anyway.
You think she's after yours?
Oh, yeah. Boss, yeah. She loved being called Mom or Boss. Now she's back to playing old Staff Sergeant Harry Frost.
Try not to enjoy that, Kenny.
As if I would, sir.
Harriet! I was just talking about you.
That's where my ears were burning. Good morning, sir.
Staff, I hope you're settling in all right.
I've been made very welcome, sir.
Good. I must go. Sergeant Major?
I don't think I got a chance to say how sorry I was that you didn't pick up your own section, Harriet.
That's kind of you, sir.
I'm sure your experience is going to prove invaluable. Donna?
Morning, sir.
Boss. Harriet?
Bruce? Joe? Was there something else, Joe?
That's my desk.
Not anymore. I had your stuff moved last night. Hope that's okay.
Yeah. Terrific. You got your maths all there?
Send her back.
Gym stuff?
It's by the door. Come on, Andrew. We're going to be late.
Coming.
Let's go. Get your bags.
See you, Mum.
Let's go, go, go.
Why didn't you wake me?
Have you not got an alarm clock?
Phil?
See you later. What have we got?
Fatal shooting, British soldier.
Good of you to join us, hippie.
Sorry, sir. Morning, Thomas.
Minute. The victim's name is Clive Morrigan. The body was found at 0745 by her Weiss, a local game warden.
I know bugger all about hunting. Are we still in the season?
No, it's forbidden for another 4 months. Weiss says they've had trouble in the past with, how do you say it?
Poachers?
Yes.
Is that Weiss?
Yeah, he was walking with his dog when he found the body.
Did you hear any shots?
Says no. The body is that way, about 500 meters. Your Mr. Forney is down there already.
Fancy a steaming great cup of Forney before breakfast, hippie? No, neither do I. Joe, go and see what he's got. Mind if I talk to your witness?
Sure.
What have you got for us, sir?
He's been shot 3 times. Once in the shoulder, once in the stomach, once in the head, probably in that order.
What kind of weapon?
Handgun, low velocity. Anything more powerful, there'll be pieces of him all over the place. We're looking for the spent cartridges now. Hey, P, can I slip through the chocolate hobnob?
I'm holding out for a wagon wheel. Is that the victims?
Bruno, carbine found at the start of the blood trail. We still need to do fingerprint analysis, but if it's Morrigan's, there'll be a record.
Burns is heading back to set up the incident room. We better speak to Thomas about coordinating a fingertip search of the area.
Right.
Harriet, what did you dig up on this Morrigan character?
Oh, sorry, boss. I was still getting myself settled in, so I asked Bruce to pull the wave details.
Bruce?
Happy to oblige, boss. Clive Morrigan, 21, just made Lance Corporal. He was a tanky with the Derbyshire Dragoon Guards. No record of being in any kind of trouble. Married, no kids. Currently doing a course at the Education Centre.
I'm assuming his wife is next to kin. Is she on base?
Yes, sir. NCO married quarters.
Bruce, you'll be family liaison officer on this. Go and break the news. Get Mrs. Morrigan along to do a formal ID of the body.
Yes, boss.
Oh, and Bruce, take Corporal Ogden along with you. She's promising material. It's time we introduced her to the job. You got a problem with that?
No, that's fine, boss.
And Harriet, you and Mr. Vickery get along to the armoury. I want the details of Morrigan's gun checked. Permits, dates in, dates out, the works.
Yes, sir.
And Harriet, just so we understand each other, when I ask you to do something, I expect you to do it.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. How are things at home?
Fine. It's just going to take a bit of time to get used to each other again.
Right. What is it?
Spent cases. The base stamps. BEMPLA.
Cassandra Morrigan.
Yes.
Sergeant Hornsby, SIB. This is Corporal Ogden. Can we come in, please?
Why?
It really would be better if we could come in, Mrs. Morrigan.
Has this got anything to do with Clive? What's he done now?
He hasn't done anything, Mrs. Morrigan. I'm afraid your husband's body was found this morning in Woodland, about 50 miles from here.
No, that's not...
I'm so sorry. Look, I know this is going to be incredibly difficult for you, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to come and identify the body.
There's a trail of blood for approximately 50 metres that ends where Clive Morrigan's body was found. 3 wounds, 2 preliminary, 1 fatal. Killer probably winged him and then went after him to finish the job. Bruce, did the wife tell you anything useful?
She's been in a bad way, boss. The only thing she's told me so far is they were at a party with his unit last night. He left early to go hunting, something he did a lot apparently. She went home and went to bed.
Nothing that would suggest a motive for murder. Hippie?
We've been given permission by his CO to speak to Morrigan's unit. We also want to speak to the other people on his German course, see if anybody else knows anything.
Good. Mr. Forney, anything on the murder weapon?
A number of misfired rounds at the scene of the first shooting match the bullets taken from the victim's body, but I can't positively identify their origin.
I thought you could positively identify a pimple on a flea's arse.
Very lively this morning, Burnsy. I've sent the details to the FSS. They'll get back to me as soon as they have a full match.
Anything on Morrigan's rifle?
Bruno carbine. Properly licensed, kept in the armoury. We're getting hold of copies of their private weapons register for the past 6 months.
All right. Anything else?
German police took impressions of fresh tyre tracks found at the scene. They'll have a manufacture match by the end of today so we can limit our vehicle search. But their size and axle width indicate some kind of 4x4.
All right, tasking. Hippie Joe, get over to Morrigan's unit. Search his locker, talk to his friends, find out who liked him, who didn't. Bruce, keep an eye on Mrs. Morrigan. Find out who she's talking to, what her plans are. Harriet, get down to the armoury. I want those records checked now.
McDonough!
Computer crime team are still checking the deleted files on the hard disk, but they thought we should see this.
No idea how hard it was not touching you this morning. You were so close I could almost smell you. All I was... Christ, did you read this?
Whoever Helen Springer is, she was getting Clive Morrigan pretty excited.
Who is this erogenous lady, anyway?
Captain Helen Springer, teacher with the ETS, so she could have been teaching Morrigan.
Springer, don't tell me she's married too.
Yes, sir, she is, to a Major
Mark Springer. Senior brief of the Army Legal Services. Harder to live with than nose hair, and that's when he's on our side. You two better get over to the ETS, find out what Helen Springer's got to say for herself.
Will you be breaking the happy news to her husband, boss?
Don't gloat, Hippie. It doesn't suit you.
Okay, so there needs to be an emphasis on the kommt. So, wann kommt der Zug aus Frankfurt an?
Wann kommt der Zug aus Frankfurt an?
Yeah, that's good. Do it again.
Sorry to disturb you, ma'am. SIB, can we have a word?
If you could wait 5 minutes, we're almost done.
I'm afraid it can't.
Maybe we could use your office, Mom. How long had you and Clive Morrigan been seeing each other? We've read the emails, Mom.
Oh, Christ, this is such a mess.
How long?
A month, maybe slightly longer.
Was it a regular thing?
Yeah, it was just supposed to be sex. Uncomplicated sex, that's what Clive said.
What was Morrigan like?
Pain in the arse.
Jack the lad with the ladies. Bird work, he called it.
His wife I feel sorry for. I mean, what's she going to do now, stuck out here with no one to look after her?
Did you know he was having an affair with Captain Springer?
Couldn't wipe the grin off his face.
Last week he grabbed her ass right in the middle of class, just like that. She was dead embarrassed.
What happened?
He went outside, had words. She came back in, he didn't.
Was everything fine after that?
Yeah, it seemed to be. He was back the next day as if nothing had happened.
What about the hunting? Did he talk about that?
The thing about Clive was he was always yammering away, but you never found out much about him. Clive had two topics of conversation: women and sex. That was it.
What about Clive's wife? Did she know about the affair?
I don't know, I don't think so. Clive said he was still sleeping with her. When he was feeling cruel, he'd compare our performance in bed.
When did you last see him?
Last night.
What time exactly?
Late, probably 1:30. He'd been drinking and he came to the house. I hated seeing him like that, so I asked him to leave.
And did he?
He took a bit of persuading, but yes, he did.
How did your husband feel about him turning up on your doorstep?
He wasn't there. His mother's been unwell in England. That's why he's away so much.
Did he know about you and Clive?
Between his mother and his work, there wasn't much room for distractions.
Morrigan was a pretty unsavoury character, sir. Probably just using Helen Springer for sex.
Who was the last person to see him alive?
According to McDonough, Helen Springer.
We have to work with these people, Kenny. So kid gloves on this one.
Only sort of gloves I own, sir.
Morning, Mark. I think you know Sergeant Major Burns.
Yeah, I've got a pre-trial conference in 45 minutes and you're here without an appointment, so should we get it over with?
A British soldier was killed in the early hours of this morning. Murdered.
I'm sure I'll get the file in due course.
There is evidence of some communication between the dead man and your wife.
What do you mean?
We think they may have been having an affair.
Made a mistake.
I'm afraid that your wife has already admitted it. Now, obviously, we'll do all